Attention all hands. This is Captain Big McLarge Huge. Not the way I wanted to begin a new year, but I opened this entry with not one, but 4 moments of silence. 4 moment of silence requests, excuse me. Excuse me. The first one goes all the way back to actress Karen Montgomery, who played Mistress Beata on Angel 1 from Star Trek The Next Generation. She was the leader of her people, and she passed away December 4th of breast cancer at the age of 66. Much too young to go. Much too young. The next 2 individuals both passed away on December 25th this past year. The first one, Jason Wingreen. He played a character called Dr. Link in the original series episode The Empath. He passed away at 95 years old. The other individual that passed away was writer George Clayton Johnson. He wrote the first episode of Star Trek ever to premiere on broadcast television, The Man Trap. He passed away at the age of 86. Both men lived full, long lives. And then this last one is somebody that I actually know. A gal that I've known since I was a child. Mrs. Shawnee Land passed away December 31st, 2015 from after an accident. I've pretty much known her all my life. I grew up with her daughter, and she will sadly be missed. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you all, pause with me for a brief moment of silence for these 4 individuals. Fireball tribute is something I hate doing, but it's got to be done. So, without further ado, let us proceed. Captain's Log, Stardate 160103. How's everyone doing? I'm doing alright. Aside from having to open the entry with a moment of silence, not only the entry, but the first entry of Stardate 16XXXX. It's rough. But hey, you know what? Unfortunately, death is the only guarantee we have in life. Excuse me. The only thing we can do is embrace it, acknowledge it, and embrace it, acknowledge it, and accept it. That being said, it is my pleasure to bring out this week's unofficial sponsor of this entry, our friends over at Marley's Dog Bones. Facebook.com/Marley's Dog Bones, spelled the way it sounds, MarleysDogbones. Ran by my dear friend Debbie Kirk. Hit her up, place an order, give her some love on that like button on the Facebook. You know, just hit her up, see what she can do for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am parched, I am thirsty, and I am ready to try to make what's left of this New Year's episode right. So without further ado, I bring out Sam Adams Rebel IPA. I managed to find some of this before I traveled back to Indiana. This is 6.5% alcohol by volume. Brewed by the Boston Beer Company out of Boston, Massachusetts, and Bringsville, Pennsylvania. BREINIGSVILLE. I don't know. Alright. Oh. First time I've got to use this on Prosper. From our friends over at Beer and Song of the Day. The Beer and Song of the Day wicked awesome beer consumption device. Printed off by our friends over at Philo Liquors. Got to give them some love. Alright. The proper opening device. All right. This one's a little late for me, so I gotta be quick. I gotta get to bed soon. Kapla! It's good. That's good. This is good. That's probably one of the better IPAs I've had. All right. You know how this starts off. Got to start out with the birthdays. First birthday for the week. Lovely lady I have yet to meet in person. Indianapolis Colts fan, just like me. LaDonna Whimsit. Can I call you Donna, or would you prefer LaDonna? Well, either way, my dear, happy birthday to you. I hope it was a good one. I hope you got spoiled. And you know what? Go Colts, even though we probably don't have a prayer, which I'll touch on later. All right, next one on the list. Guy I knew. Excuse me. Woo, there it is. Got it. Okay. Guy I knew while I was working in Germany. Met him there. Joe Jorgensen. Joe, or as we call you, Curly. What's going on, man? Hey. Hope you had a happy birthday. Hope all is well with you. And you know what? If you don't drink, I'll have one of these for you, but yeah, right, you drink. Have one with me. All right, next on the list. Ooh, very dear friend of mine. Very dear friend of Prosper, I should say, excuse me. For my Super Bowl show, she loaned me, actually her husband loaned me a Seahawks jersey and hat. Lots of good that did. But hey, you know what? I still got into it. Katie Sandoval. Katie, how you doing? Did you move? Did you move? If you did, I'm sorry I missed you. I really am. But hey, I hope you had a happy birthday. I hope your husband spoiled you rotten. And hey, I drink to you. Next on the list, I knew this gal while I was living in England. Babysat her daughter all the time. A lovely young lady, her and her daughter. Kellie Fitch. Kellie, what is going on? Are you the Redskins fan or is it Matt? I forget. Well, either way, I'll bet one of you is extremely happy while the other one is very PO'd right now. Because the Redskins are in and the Cowboys are out. I think one of you is a Cowboys fan. I just forget which one. I forget which one is the Redskins fan, but I know the other is a No, I take that back. I know one of you is a Redskins fan, and the other one of you, I think, is a Cowboys fan. I may be wrong, but hey, either way, I'm going to drink to you. Whichever one is a Redskins fan, congratulations. Congratulations on clinching the NFC easy. And whichever one of you is the Cowboys fan, if one of you is, try again next year. I have a feeling Indy's going to. Excuse me. Next on the list. Now, this lady I have yet to meet in person. However, she found me on the old Facebook. Sarah Osborne. Sarah, what is going on with you? How you doing? How was your birthday? I hope it was good. I hope you got spoiled. Hey, you know what? If you don't drink, I'll drink for you. And if you do, partake with me. Next on the list. I know this guy here. Earth Station, Okinawa. Donald Turner. Hey, JC, what's going on? How you doing? How we got JC, I don't know. But hey, what's going on? How was your birthday? Did your wife spoil you rotten? I hope she did, because I know you spoil her every day. You deserve at least one day to get spoiled rotten. Hey, you know what? I'll drink to you. Next on the list. Oh my goodness. Lovely lady I have known since I met the house commander pretty much. Kara McClernand. Now, I knew her as Kara Hedges. And Kara, I know you're back in Indiana. You need to get in touch with Robin like yesterday. All right? It's been a while since you two have seen each other. I know you really wanted to while we were home not too long ago. Hit her up, say hi, kiss her, whatever. But hey, I want to share a funny story about your husband real quick. Now, I remember the first time I met her husband, Eric. I looked him right dead square in the eye and I said, "You'd better take care of her." And little did I know then that they were actually going to get married. You know what? I feel like that's my fault. I feel like I threatened him into marriage. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just busting your chops. Hey, Kara, you and Eric, happy birthday. Eric, I hope you spoiled her. If not, I'm going to sick Robin on you. Next on the list. I went to school with this gal. A rocky relationship at first, but as far as I know, you and me are okay right now. You and me are all right. Jolene Vickers. I knew her as Jolene Miller. Hey, what is going on with you? How you doing? Did you get spoiled? Please say yes. The correct answer on that one is yes. Hey, Jolene, happy birthday. Excuse me. Happy birthday. I hope it was a good one. I hope you're able to celebrate well. If you don't drink, I will drink one for you. But if you do, join me. All right. That was the last birthday for 2015. First birthday for 2016. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. Let me see if I can get in here. Lucky! Come here, Lucky! Come here. Here's one of the birthday boys from Friday. My dear Lucky. Hey. Happy birthday, bub. I know Mama would want to be here for it, but hey, you know, happy birthday. Quit trying to French kiss me. I drink to you. All right, go on. And of course, I'm not gonna bring Lucky up here without bringing Bubba Windsor up here either. Hey, dude, did you get anything for Lucky for his birthday? You see, I was looking away, right? Like, no. Shame on you. All right, go on. But hey, all right, that was the first birthday greeting for 2016. Next one, though. I know his birthday is not on January 1st. But if he'd have wanted people to know when his birthday was, he'd have specified when it was. So, but anyway, this guy's nuttier than squirrel turds. I'm talking about 100% bleeds Dallas Cowboys. He eats, sleeps, drinks, shits. Well, I hope he doesn't shit. Dallas Cowboys. Dan Butler! Dan, what's going on, man? I hope you had a happy birthday. I saw you post some pictures of a birthday dinner with you and Allie. I hope it was good. I hope life is treating you well. I look forward to meeting you in person someday. I really do. In fact, I kind of wish I'd been able to meet you when I was in Texas back this past November. But hey, you know what? Crap happens. I get it. You and me are going to have to get together sometime. Bash on the Patriots. And I drink to you. Hey, you know what? I don't know. I honestly don't know if you drink. If you do, have one with me. All right, next on the list. This guy is a game designer and he's an author. I met him by chance, actually. I met him in a Star Trek group. Clayton Callahan. I'm going to post a link to his page, too. But Clayton, what is going on, sir? I hope you had a happy birthday. Hope it was a good one. Hope everything's going well for you. And you know what? I'll drink to you. And the final birthday for the week. Excuse me. And so far, the fourth birthday of 2016, Rachel Robinson. Now, I've got a little confession to make. The Deep Space Nine episode, The Visitor. There was a Rachel Robinson that guest starred as the young aspiring author that Jake Sisko took into his home and told the story about how his father died to where he got to where he was at that point. I thought it was you. I am not going to lie. I thought it was you. But I don't know. I don't know if it is you. I don't think it is. I think the age is a little off. But hey, you know what? It's like shit. It happens sometimes. But Rachel, anyway, I needed to get that off my chest. But I don't look at you the same. I don't look at you the same. I don't look at you any differently is what I meant to say. Whew, I need to slow down. But Rachel, happy birthday. All right. Hey, you know what? Birthday greetings have been extended. Let me cross out those moments of silence. Next, we're going to move on to some additional shout-outs. Before we go very further, I want to give a shout-out. I want to give a greeting to my dear friend, Corenda Kobe. Corenda, I want you to know that if you need to talk to me, if you want to talk to me, all you have to do is hit the message button on my page. All right? Just bear in mind there's a 14-hour time difference. But if you want to talk to me, all you got to do is hit me up. I'm here for you, my dear. I'm here for you, my friend. Just know that I am here for you anytime. If I'm able to answer it quick, I will. If not, I will answer it as soon as I will answer you as soon as I can. Just hit me up. I mean that. I really mean that. Hit me up. Okay? Seems like I see you almost every time I go home. I kind of wished I'd had the chance to see you this last time I went home. Looking back at it now. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. Just know that if you need me, if you need to talk to me, you can hit me up. I'm here. Okay? And please, do not hesitate. That being said, I have... Sorry, Lucky. Sorry, dude. Sorry, birthday boy. I have a couple of friends that had babies this past week. Babies this past week. I am so happy. I love talking about people having babies. The creation of life. The beginning of a voyage, if you will. Excuse me. From mother's womb to earthly existence, finally transitioning to that undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns. Leah Simone, is it Simone or Simone? I don't know which one it is. In all this time, I don't know which one it is. But Leah Simone and Ken Daniels, I met them around Christmas time. They had posted a picture of them in science pajamas, in science officer pajamas. Which, hey, I understand it fits. They're both going into a field in what would be considered a science department. I get it. I understand. I get it. But I met them over a year ago. It was right around Christmas time, actually. I met them over a year ago. Little did I know then that they were A, going to Germany, B, going to meet my good friend Susan Musgrave, and C, going to have a baby in that year. But congratulations to the two of you. Congratulations to the both of you. You know what? I'm going to give you the Prosper salute. And while I'm at it, I'm going to talk about my friend Geoff Elginfritz. He had a baby. Well, Leah and Ken had their baby on the 1st, 160101. If I did the math right anyway. And also, if I did the math right, Geoff had his baby boy, they both had boys, on 160102. That is totally awesome. My hat is off to all of them, obviously. Geoff, I'm going to give you the Prosper salute too. And to all of you, I'm going to drink. Congratulations on ushering a new life form into this, from their eyes, undiscovered world. I drink to the three of you. And finally, before I get to the last greeting, how'd that happen? Weird. Okay. Before I get any further, let's identify this. I wanted people to identify the program. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the hell is he looking for? I'm going to give you a hint. The program's right here in the middle. Okay? Now, I also understand that one's a little confusing. Excuse me. I get that. I apologize for being, for making that one difficult. I get it. But the program was the Long-Term Medical Hologram, or LMH, which was Starfleet's answer to the EMH Mark I, which became, we know how that went. They all were deemed defective and sent to work on dilithium mines and scrub plasma coils, collectors, filters, whatever. They were reprogrammed from doctors to, like crewmen, basically. Menial task performers. And on this one, I wanted you to identify the organization. Whoop! Sorry. New phone, still trying to get used to it. I want you to identify the organization. Well, Robert Mills answered correctly. He said the Terran Empire. I don't know what the hell that word was you put after Empire, but you know what? Terran Empire, that's what I wanted. Congratulations to you. I give you the Prosper salute. And we drink. All right. Additional greetings. Extended. Now, oh boy. Oh boy. This one is... Whew. Hang on. Just bear with me. Here we go. The next segment, football. All right? Now, this, as you can tell, Indianapolis Colts fan, never going to change. I don't care what idiot is running the team. Or, excuse me. I don't care what idiot is posing as the general manager. I'm still a Colts fan, tried and true. But we are in the Colts are in a little bit of a pickle. And here's what it is. We need 10 games to go our way in order for us to clinch the AFC South. Because believe it or not, through some kind of godforsaken miracle, we are still in the running for the AFC South. Now, according to the experts, Indianapolis needs the following games to go their way. Indianapolis needs to win. Indianapolis needs the following teams to win. They need, well, obviously Indy needs to win. The Jacksonville Jaguars need to win. Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens, Atlanta Falcons. Now, why do we need an NFC team to win? Easy. The AFC South and the NFC South clashed this year. Okay? That is why the Falcons-Saints game, we need the Falcons to win. We need the Raiders to win, and we need the Broncos to win twice, and we also need the Steelers to win. That is 9 games we need to go our way. Now, well, you heard me say Broncos twice. We need Denver to win Monday night, which they did against Cincinnati in overtime. We're 10% of the way there. That being said, here's the rest of my picks. I mentioned the teams that I need to win. Obviously, if I don't pick those teams to win in their game, I'm hoping for I'm praying like hell for the upset. And so is Chuck Pagano. Jets, Bills. I honestly have the Jets pegged to win. Well, like I said, I am hoping like hell for that upset. All right? Cheaters, Dolphins. Now, home field advantage is on the line for the Cheaters, so they're obviously going to give it their all, whatever they've got left. Because like a lot of other teams, they've got injuries. But I'm not using that as an excuse. I am not using that as an excuse at all. But I am detracting. I've got the Cheaters pegged to win. Like I said, I need the upset on this one. Saints, Falcons. Now, I'm pegging the Falcons to win this one because not only did the Falcons upset the Panthers last week, and not only did they upset the Panthers last week, and they also ended their undefeated season. Excuse me. But the Saints are too inconsistent. Honestly, the Saints have won games they should have lost. So I've got the Falcons pegged to win that one. Ravens, Bengals. I honestly have the Bengals. I'm going with the head. I'm going with the head on this one, not the heart. Because if I were going with the heart, I would be predicting all the teams I need to win this weekend to win. But anyway, Baltimore is too unpredictable. I've got Cincinnati pegged to win that one. I don't think Baltimore can upset them. But hey, honestly, didn't think they could upset Pittsburgh last week, and look how that worked out. So yeah, Steelers, Browns. I got the Steelers pegged. They're playing the Browns, no contest. Jaguars, Texans. All right. Now I've got the Jaguars. I have the Texans in the spot to win, even though I am praying like hell for the upset on this one. All right. If Houston wins here, it doesn't matter how the other teams did. If Houston wins, it's done. Indy's on the bench, and I will have to do something else. But anyway, I've got the Texans pegged to win that one. This one, judging how they played us, judging how Jacksonville played us a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, this one could go either way. This one really can go either way. All right, Redskins Cowboys. I've honestly got the Cowboys slotted to win this one. The Cowboys beat the NFC Easy champions before without Tony Romo. I think that was about a month ago. And honestly, I think it'll happen again. Eagles Giants. Now this one's my toilet bowl game of the week, and I'll explain that one here in a minute. I got the Giants pegged to win this one. Giants are my number 3 team right now. And the reason I've got this one as my toilet bowl game of the week is because both teams had a shot to be the NFC Easy champions. The Eagles were a failed experiment, and the Giants got eliminated on their day off. How in the hell do you get eliminated on your day off? All right? But you know what? It is what it is. That was my toilet bowl pick, but I'm still pegging the Giants to win. Giants being number 3 team, I'm backing them. Crap, I don't have the hat handy. Oh, well. Where am I at? Lions, Bears. I'm going with the home field pick on this one. I'm saying the Bears are going to beat the Lions. I think they did it once before. And the Lions... Yeah, no comment. I got the Bears pegged to win this one. Buccaneers, Panthers. This is the game of the week over at Beer and Song of the Day. I even made sure to tag them in this post. But I've got the Panthers pegged to win this one. They didn't beat the Buccaneers the first time, and I honestly don't see the Buccaneers being able to pull off the upset. Raiders, Chiefs. All right? Even though I'm hoping like hell for the upset, I've got the Chiefs pegged to win this one. Hey, and here's why. Because the Chiefs, believe it or not, are playing for the AFC West title. Okay? Now, that being said, the Chiefs are going to play their A game. They would love nothing better than to upset the Broncos, bust them down to number 3, and play them again in the wild card round. Or no, yeah. Yeah, Broncos are sitting at number 2 now. I think Kansas City would move to number 3. No, I don't know. I think they'd move to number 3. But either way, Chiefs are playing for the AFC West title. They would love nothing better than to upset Denver for the AFC West title. Go into the postseason as the AFC West champions. But I am going to add this: the way both teams have been playing lately, this one could go either way. But I do honestly see it swaying towards Kansas City. Chargers, Broncos. No contest here. Home field advantage and first round bye are on the line for Denver. I've got Denver to win. This is the one. Yeah, Denver should have no problem here. I think looking at that one, I think Kansas City holds the tiebreaker. I don't know. Let me look at something real quick. Let me look. Maybe. I don't know. This may take me a minute. Let me look at something. I want to see who holds the tiebreaker here. Bear with me, folks. I also apologize. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs wins tiebreaker over the Jets based on... okay. So right now... Okay. Kansas City's 1 game behind, but I think Kansas City holds a tiebreaker should they tie. I think. Do not quote me on that. Please do not quote me on that. Seahawks, Cardinals. I said this one could go either way, but I think I'm going to lean... no, this one... Wait a tick. It's AFC. Nine and 6. Oh, okay. Doesn't matter if okay. Same deal goes here with the Cardinals and the Panthers. Home field advantage is on the line for this one. Honestly, I think Carolina has home field advantage in the NFC. But Seahawks, Cardinals, I don't know. Seahawks may show up with a 4-leaf clover up their butt, as Josh Baker over at Beer and Song of the Day always says about Eli Manning. All right, I've got the Cardinals pegged to win that one. I said it could go either way, but I'm leaning more towards the Cardinals on that one. I think that might have been just a little bit much. All right, Vikings, Panthers. Now, this is a home field pick, Both teams have won games they should. Well, both teams have won where they should have lost, or lost where they should have won. All right, but this is going to be a huge game. This one is the Sunday night football game. All right, I went with the home field pick on this one. Both teams are honestly good. Both teams are competing for the NFC North Divisional Champion title, and both teams have clinched a playoff berth. This one could be big. The Packers and the Vikings are both playing in the wild card game. All that matters here. All this is going to determine is who's playing in the wild card slot. I'm saying the Packers have it. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there now. The Packers have it. Oh, excuse me. All right, let us talk This Week in Trek History as I get myself situated. All right. Excuse me. Let's talk This Week in Trek History. December 28th, 1932, the lovely actress Nichelle Nichols was born. You all know her as Lieutenant Uhura. She played, as Whoopi Goldberg said, she played a black lady who wasn't no maid in Star Trek the original series. The lovely Lieutenant Uhura. That woman made history. But for reasons that I just said, for reasons Whoopi Goldberg just said, she didn't play no maid or nothing. All right? Nichelle Nichols born. I was afraid we were going to lose her this year. I really was. Leonard Nimoy had just died. I think Grace Lee Whitney had just died. Or Leonard Nimoy had just died a couple months back. I think Grace Lee Whitney had just died when I heard the news. I heard Nichelle Nichols had a stroke. I thought, oh shit, we're going to lose another one. But luckily she pulled through. She's back. She's going back on the convention circuit. God love her. From what I understand, she's bounced back well. She's ready to be out there with the fans. Oh, this one's going to be longer. Who cares? Nichelle Nichols turned 83. January 2nd, 2007. Spike TV begins airing Star Trek Voyager on a daily basis. Now, why'd I bring that one up? Easy. Next network to pick up Star Trek. But hey, you know what? That's all good. I love it. Oh, and while we're talking about networks or Star Trek and daily basis and everything, or while we're talking about that, on this day, 1993, 23 years ago, Star Trek Deep Space Nine premieres with their pilot episode, Emissary. I remember being in 4th grade. I was in 4th grade. I think my uncle taped it. I think Uncle Steve taped it. I don't remember. I remember watching it. I still watched it because of the Star Trek. Star Trek Deep Space Nine started getting good right at the very end of season 2. Right at season 2, season 3, in that neighborhood. It was hit and miss in season 3. Season 4, bam, gone. Nice knowing you. Alright? Deep Space Nine became my favorite series up until the time Star Trek Enterprise premiered. Deep Space Nine was special because it featured a black captain. Okay? Not a big deal now, but back then that was something they hadn't done. A black captain as a series regular. You know, black regular captain. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say, but he was also the first captain to not start with the rank of captain. When we first saw him in the pilot, he had the rank of lieutenant commander, because that was back in Wolf 359, which is a vital part of that story in the pilot. But after that, full commander took command of the station, and the rest is history. You know what? I shall drink, because I'm thirsty. Alrighty then. Let us move into the databanks. This week's entry, Star Trek Enterprise. We had a milestone today. As of this episode, I will have featured all 5 Prime Universe casts. Okay? All 5 of them. Original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise. Excuse me. This is one of my favorites from Enterprise. This is my favorite from the second. This is one of my favorites from the second season, actually. It's a 3-way tie between this one, Ceasefire. Oh, what the hell was that other one? I can't think of the third one. Carbon Creek. That's what it was. I picked this one, and I'll explain to you why. Well, folks, you hear that? That's a spoiler alert. The following segment contains spoilers for this episode. Note, all times I'm going to reference are Enterprise time. You know, like local time. Local time being Enterprise. All right? With that being said, aboard Enterprise, Ensign Hoshi Sato, Sub-Commander T'Pol, and Captain Jonathan Archer and Porthos are in the decontamination chamber, or decon, discussing their failed mission to acquire new plasma injectors. Phlox calls and states that the 3 humanoids are cleared to go, but Porthos has picked up a pathogen. As the chamber closes, Porthos sits alone on the bench. I should also add that this one's a dog episode. I love dogs, as you can tell. So the reason this one's one of my favorites is because it tugs at the heartstrings. If you watch this one and it does not tug at the heartstrings, you are not human, or you have no heart, or your heart is as black as my phone case. Okay? All right. That being said, 2109 hours on Enterprise. Archer and Tucker discuss the possibilities of running the ship on 4 plasma injectors, to which Tucker objects. He doesn't like the idea. While discussing how Archer doesn't know what he has done to offend the Cretaceans, he makes the comment about looking elsewhere for the injectors. In sickbay, Archer is stunned to see Porthos in an isolation bin. The pathogen is breaking down his autoimmune system, and Dr. Phlox doesn't know how to stop it. Even though Phlox took the proper precautions, such as transmitting his genome to the Cretaceans, Archer tells Phlox that if Porthos dies, they're really going to be offended. I don't blame him. I do not blame him at all. Phlox assures Archer that his dog will not give up. Before leaving sickbay, Archer reaches in and pets his dog using the isolation gloves, who takes his hand. Basically, he's got his hand in there like this. Porthos puts his paw on his hand. That was heart-wrenching. That one kind of hurt to see. In Archer's ready room, T'Pol informs him that there was a stand of trees that the Cretaceans considered as cultural treasures, which Porthos urinated on. That's why they're offended. Archer continues to defend Porthos, stating that the Cretaceans should have told Archer to leave Porthos on Enterprise. 22:32 hours, Archer's in his quarters, watching a recording of a water polo match while angrily tossing a polo ball against the wall. Frustrated, he grabs his pillow and blanket. Taking a look at Porthos' empty pillow, he decided to ask Phlox if he could stay the night in sickbay, hoping it would cheer one of the two up, Archer or Porthos. Excuse me. Archer and Phlox discuss dogs and similar pets. As Phlox states, he holds 6 degrees in interspecies veterinary medicine, as well as qualifications in other areas. Phlox believes he's eliminated the pathogen, but isn't sure if he could stabilize Porthos' autoimmune system before total collapse. Before setting off to his nightly routine, Phlox wishes Archer a good night's sleep. Archer is awoken by one of Phlox's creatures after having been asleep for nearly an hour. After no change in Porthos' condition, Archer decides to leave sickbay for a couple hours. 009 hours, 12:09 a.m. Archer walks into the ship's gym where T'Pol's running on a treadmill. As Archer joins her, she asks about Porthos. The two of them speed up their treadmills as they discuss Porthos' actions on the surface and possible retribution. As they speed up 3 more times, they discuss Archer's priorities. Archer caring more about his dog than the ship. Hoshi calls T'Pol in the gym, stating the Cretaceans have come up with a suitable act of contrition. Upon arrival on the bridge, Archer takes the pad and chuckles. He decides to go back to sickbay, handing T'Pol the pad. 01:32 hours, Archer is awoken by an alarm. Porthos' body is rejecting the treatment Phlox has given him. Excuse me. Archer asks if he's going to die, to which Phlox enlists his aid. After stabilizing Porthos, Phlox finally states that he doesn't think he'll die. With a couple of hours to wait for test results, Phlox and Archer discuss the Cretacean situation. As Phlox inquires about why he values T'Pol's opinion, he wonders if his anger is misdirected sexual frustration. I'll obviously touch that later, so to speak. Archer, obviously upset, goes back to bed. On the bridge, Hoshi speaks with the Cretassan governor, or whatever the hell his title was, about whether Archer will respond to their request. Archer is awoken again, this time to Phlox shouting in Denobulan at his Pyrithian bat. At 0230 hours, approximately, Phlox has enlisted Archer's aid in capturing her. As Archer moves into position, Phlox attempts to scare her with a fake Pyrithian moonhawk made of origami and a fake bird call, which only results in them making a bigger mess. As they make another attempt to catch her, Phlox asks again about Archer's feelings regarding T'Pol. Suddenly, the bat swings low and heads for the door. Luckily, Hoshi walks into sickbay and catches her with no problem. Hoshi informs Archer about the comm call from the Cretassans and asks about Porthos. After Hoshi leaves, Archer goes back to sleep, having a dream about Porthos' funeral, which permutates into a sexual dream between himself and T'Pol, even dreaming that Hoshi and Porthos were clear in decon, while he and T'Pol needed to remain. 0249 hours, Archer wakes up and tells Phlox about his dream, to which Phlox hopes isn't prophetic. Archer tells a story about how he was able to get Porthos since he was 6 weeks old. Since Porthos was 6 weeks old. They discuss pets, to which Denobulans don't keep pets. As T'Pol brings in a couple of plates, Archer makes another jab about the Cretassans. In the course of 1 minute, Archer makes 2 Freudian slips about T'Pol. She's doing the best she can to send your lips down to me later. Suddenly, an alarm goes off. The treatment was partly successful, however, Porthos' pituitary gland is almost disintegrated. Phlox decides to perform a transplant from a chameleon, the last one he has actually, to Porthos. When asked how many times he's done this before, Phlox states that he's never done it. Archer doesn't like that at all and makes a couple of rude remarks towards Phlox, who decides to let Archer decide on the procedure. Bless you. 0344 hours during the procedure, Archer and Phlox continue to discuss Archer's possible misdirected sexual attraction to T'Pol. As Phlox is getting ready to close, he advises Archer to merely be aware of the tension, because being aware of it can change how you act drastically, so they say. When inquiring about anything special regarding treatments or diets for Porthos, Phlox jokes that he might disappear when he gets frightened. He got a pituitary gland from a chameleon and all. They further discuss Denobulan marriages, which is quite extended. Archer apologizes to Phlox for accusing him of being insensitive, to which Phlox remembers him accusing his entire species. Archer further apologizes to the Denobulan people, to which Phlox accepts on behalf of himself before remarking T'Pol told him he was incapable of apologizing. Excuse me. After a sudden moment of clarity, Archer, T'Pol, Tucker, and Sato go down to the Cretassans' Hall of Diplomacy, where Archer performs the ritual sectioning of an alvera tree, which delights the Cretassan leaders. 0915 hours. In the ready room, T'Pol reports the new plasma injector is operating within specifications, while Archer informs her they gave Enterprise 2 spares out of the kindness of their hearts. Archer offers her an apology, to which T'Pol states isn't necessary, but understands where their friction is coming from. As Archer indirectly conveys his attraction toward her, to which she reminds him that he's her superior officer. Archer walks into sickbay, thanking Dr. Phlox for encouraging him to go down to the surface. Excuse me. Phlox tells Archer the transplant was apparently a success, as Porthos is showing 0 signs of rejection. Not even the slightest sign of rejection, I think is the way he put it. Phlox wakes up a sleeping Porthos, who jumps into Archer's arms wearing a band-aid right over his right eye. As Archer leaves sickbay, Phlox tells him he's welcome back anytime. I know me talking about it like that doesn't do it justice, but at the same time, if you watch the episode and that doesn't tug at the feels, you've got a problem. You've got a serious problem. All right, let's move behind the scenes. This episode was discussed in the Enterprise Season 2 DVD special, Inside a Night in Sickbay, with interviews by Scott Bakula, John Billingsley, Rick Berman, and Ron B. Moore. D.B. Bakula describes the work in the new surgical scrubs as a challenge. I believe it. He looked like he was wearing a rubber suit. In a 2004 interview, John Billingsley nominated this episode as one of his favorites. I agree with that pick completely. I loved working with Scott. That was the most time we'd had to work together, and that was fun. I know people were a little in two minds of that episode. I rather liked that episode. I did too. John Billingsley and I are in complete agreement. Actor Vaughn Armstrong, having previously played a Cardassian captain in Vox Sola, this episode features him making a return appearance as a member of the species. Vaughn later played Maximilian Forrest, his 13th and final character, in the Season 4 episode In a Mirror Darkly. A couple of shots in this episode each used a prosthetic Porthos figure. One is shown suspended in the super hydration tank, and another is depicted resting inside the quarantine chamber. These prosthetic dogs were designed and constructed by Joel Harlow. The origami Pyrithian moonhawk used by Phlox was created by production accountant Susie Shimizu. I think that's right. In Captain Archer's dream, the dog cemetery contains two headstones for dogs. One for Duffy, 2132 to 2145, and another for Goldie. Since Archer says he grew up with dogs, it is probable that these were his previous pets. During the apology ceremony, Archer wears what appears to be the bottom half only of a standard uniform jumpsuit. This indicates that either the jumpsuits are in fact two-piece garments with hidden closures, or a previously and subsequently unseen uniform variant, or that a uniform was properly modified in order to conform to the Cretaceans' demands. In the first scene after the opening credits, a view of Cretacea from space shows an exact reverse of the Great Lakes in North America. I'm going to have to go back and watch that because I missed it. This episode was nominated for a Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation, Short Form. Remember the decon scene I was talking about? The scene with Hoshi Sato, Jonathan Archer, T'Pol, and Porthos was used in a Virgin One advertisement to show how more sexualized the show had become by first showing T'Pol and Archer clothed, then cutting to them practically naked. The advert then said the show had become a bit more risque, showing T'Pol putting lotion on Sato while she rubbed it on Archer, who in turn was shown to rub it on Porthos. Alright, now, I disagree with Agony Booth here. And Josh Baker, I know you're going to watch this, so please do me a favor. On Football Sunday, hook them up appropriately. And here's why. A website called Agony Booth cited this episode as the absolute worst Star Trek episode in their list of the worst of Trek. In their recap, they commented, "This episode completely destroys Archer, making him out to be an incompetent, childish moron. As such, it's probably responsible in no small part for sending Enterprise into a ratings death spiral. There have been times I've disliked the character. There have been times when I think the writers ruined a character or undid a lot of character's development, purely out of laziness. But this all-out character destruction, the likes of which I have never seen before. It takes active, aggressive hatred for your own creations to annihilate them to this degree. It's not terrible in the way most of the movies featured on this website are terrible, in that the filmmakers don't know what they are doing, and just stumbled into making a horrible movie as a result of their incompetence. It's terrible in that epic movie kind of way, where it seems everybody knew better, but the writers just hated the characters, hated themselves, hated their jobs, and most of all, hated you for wanting to watch the shit they write." Really? Well, Agony Booth, I've got a message for you. And I'm going to make a couple assumptions based on that little snippet I just read. I'm going to assume that 1, none of you have owned an animal, like a dog. 2, none of you have ever had an emotional pairing with either an animal or another person outside of your fucking parents. 3, I'm going to assume that you have never seen the alternative factor from the original series, nor have you ever seen Meridian from Deep Space Nine, or almost anything from Star Trek Voyager. I'm a pet lover. I can totally sympathize with Jonathan Archer in this episode. I feel the Archer's actions were almost justified, being a pet owner myself. Fox once said that Archer anthropomorphizes his animals. Who cares? I do the same damn thing. I love my dogs. I don't have any kids. These two are the closest I have to kids. So you know what? I'm going to give you this, and I hope Josh Baker does the same thing before he even goes into the scoring recap of Football Sunday. Hey kids, look, a deer! Fuck you, Agony Booth! Sorry folks, I should have warned you, explicit language. I'll make sure to put that in the caption for the episode. Holy shit. I went way over, but it was worth it. Let's put the shuttle in the shuttle bay. It's dead, Jim. Just like the brain cells of Agony Booth. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for joining me for this first entry in the year 2016. I want to thank you for joining me however you did it. Whether or not you found me on Facebook, you're subscribed to me on YouTube, or whether or not you heard from me word of mouth through a friend. I want to thank you for taking your time, almost an hour of your time, to watch this entry of Prosper. I thank you very much. Keep on keeping on. Make sure you like the Prosper Facebook page. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make like the Enterprise and warp out. Everybody take care. Have an awesome night or day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, name it after me. Don't drink and drive because you might spill your drink. More importantly, you might kill yourself and someone else. And drinking and driving is dumber than reading anything from Agony Booth. And what's worse than that is rooting for cheating bastards like Tom. Giselle won't let me go to the Pro Bowl, but at least I'm not writing for Agony Booth. Brady, men slapping women, racism, animal abuse, fake friends, people who watch on bets, or anyone who is a member of, supports, or defends ISIS or the Westboro Baptist Church, who tried to picket Leonard Nimoy's funeral but couldn't find it, or anybody that writes for Agony Booth. Things like that are highly illogical, and I will not make time for them. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I wish you all live long and prosper. Unless you're Agony Booth, then you can have a good Friday.